someone move that we adopt the agenda for today, Wednesday, 5th November 2025?
Chair, I move that we adopt the agenda as it is.
Good. It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda for today. Quickly, let's also introduce ourselves. I am Honorable Abdullah Sise, Chairperson of the Special Select Committee.
Honorable Madi Sise, Vice Chair.
Honorable Sirif Sar, member.
Omar Jammeh, member.
Honorable Kewalang Fufana, member.
Good morning. My name is Lamin M. Deba. On the left of me is an empty seat, but it will be Ajiseni Ka in a few moments, and we are counsel to the committee.
Thank you. We also have a secretariat and a communication team, of course, and other staffs of the National Assembly present. Good afternoon, Ms. Jammeh. On behalf of the Special Select Committee of the National Assembly, I welcome you.
Honorable Chair, Ms. Bensouda.
All right. Ms. Bensouda, rather. Sorry for that. Thank you, Council. On behalf of the Special Select Committee of the National Assembly, I welcome you to this sitting convened to inquire into the sales and disposal of assets identified by the JANNEH, the Commission of Inquiry into the financial activities of public bodies, enterprises, and offices in relation to their dealings with the former President Jammeh. You are appearing today in response to a summons duly issued by this committee to provide testimony on matters within your knowledge that are relevant to the subject of our inquiry. Please be reminded that you are appearing under oath and pursuant to the provisions of the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. It constitutes contempt of the National Assembly to knowingly withhold, misrepresent, or conceal any information relevant to the committee's work. Please be advised that in accordance with parliamentary privilege, any statement or testimony you provide before this committee shall not be used against you in any court of law, except in cases of perjury. That is where it is proven that you knowingly and deliberately provided false information while under oath. You are therefore expected to cooperate fully and provide truthful, accurate, and complete responses to all questions posed to you, whether by the committee's legal counsel or by honorable members of the committee. We appreciate your presence and expect your utmost candor and cooperation throughout this proceeding today. Quickly, I'll allow Secretariat to administer the oath for the witness, and then we can proceed in detail. Thank you.
I, Amie Bensouda, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Secretariat. Thank you, Ms. Bensouda, for appearing before the Special Select Committee of the National Assembly. I am sure you are aware that we've been sitting since the National Assembly constituted the committee to investigate into the affairs of the Commission of Inquiry. So the committee has been sitting with a lot of witnesses coming to appear before the committee. I wouldn't waste time. I will just have to hand over you to Council for continuation. Council, please.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Welcome to the National Assembly, Ms. Bensouda. I would put some statements to you, if you could just agree or deny. The first one would be whether you had received a summons to produce documents from this committee.
Yes.
Perhaps just housekeeping. The technical team love it when there's at least some sort of distance between you and the mic. Otherwise, the audio is not as good.
Okay.
And of course, you did oblige to that summons, didn't you?
To produce documents?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you confirm that you were also sent? Can you confirm that you were also sent a summons to appear before the investigation team of the select committee?
Yes, I was.
And you had a session with the investigators?
Yes, I did.
And a statement was produced at the end of that interview, wasn't it?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Were you given a statement as a result of that interview?
I attended 2 interviews. After the first one, when I came for the second one, yes, I was given a document which said statement, which I took away with me. After the second interview, I wasn't given a statement, but I understand yesterday a statement was sent by WhatsApp to my assistant. I haven't had a chance to read that statement yet.
Okay, so that means you've seen the statement,
I have seen a document, yes.
and but
Statement.
you haven't read it.
No, I assumed it was a summary of what I said. I did not make any statement before the interviewers. I was interviewed by a panel in a session during which I was asked questions, which I answered. So I did not make any statement before that panel.
Can you oblige me just to say that again, Ms. Bensouda? My apologies.
I was invited to meet investigators. When I went to meet with them, there was a panel of a number of people who identified themselves. I was interviewed, meaning members of the panel asked questions, which I answered. I was told that it would be transcribed. That was the first time. The second time when I came, I was given a document, which I was told, it said statement. I was told it was a statement they had prepared of the interview that they conducted with me, which I did take away with me. Then the second time I was invited, I was not given any statement with regard to that second interview. However, yesterday when I asked my assistant to follow up, because I had been given a statement, I would like to refresh my memory of what I said. She was sent by WhatsApp a document which said statement, but she forwarded it to me late in the afternoon, and I haven't had time to read it. But I'd just like to point out for the record that I did not make any statement when I was interviewed. I was interviewed by a panel, and if you have a transcript of that interview, I'll be happy to read it, but I did not make any statement.
And that would mean that you did not sign any document or any
No.
statement?
No, I did not sign any statement.
Were you informed by the investigators of the committee at the time they gave you that document you're referring to as a transcript that you should confirm the words contained in the document and adopt the same if you confirm those to be your words? Was that ever put to you?
It was not a transcript, because if it was a transcript, it would show the questions and my answers. What I was given was, I think, a few pages of a document marked statement. And then I assumed it was a summary prepared of the interview. So I'm not referring to that statement as a transcript, because it was not a transcript. Now, as to your question, I cannot remember whether I was told that they would require me to read it and sign it I doubt it very much, because that was the first interview, and it was given to me when I came for a second interview. So I would assume that if they wanted me to read and sign it, it would be a statement of, or a summary of both interviews.
Okay, it seems like there is little certainty because you keep using the word assume. Were you informed this morning that you would be required to sign a document or make a statement to the committee?
When I came in this morning, I was asked whether I had the statement. And when I saw clarification, I realized it was a summary called the statement which I had been given. And I did inform the person who asked me that I did receive something by email, I thought, but my assistant told me it was WhatsApp. She emailed it to me yesterday, but it was late and I hadn't read it. But I had sent in a statement when I was summoned. I was asked to make a statement and to answer some questions, 9 points, I believe. And I had done that. So that is the statement that I gave.
Okay.
Let me just say, learned counsel, that I did not make a statement. So at any point during the period, I was interviewed. So perhaps if you want to tender the outcome of that interview, I don't have any problem with it, provided it's the transcript showing the questions and answers.
All right, I believe courtesy would demand that I enlighten you a bit on the procedure of the committee. As I'm sure you well know, the Assembly and its committees are the masters of their own procedure. And the procedure of this committee is that every witness, all alike, will take a statement with interviewers, and the interviewers would produce a result, a transcript, as you put it, of your words, of your answers, and compile it. Now, you've informed this committee that your interview spanned between two sessions. Those 2 sessions would have been compiled into what we call a statement for you to confirm or amend to your liking and adopt. Was that ever put to you?
I don't think so.
Honorable Chair.
Yes, Council, thank you so very much. Council, Ms. Bensouda.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. From our records, I understand an invitation was issued to you for an interview with the team of investigators.
Yes.
And as alluded to you by the council, Diba.
Yes.
From that particular interview, based on the procedures of the committee, that interview, certainly, the outcome of the interview is where statements are derived from.
Yes.
And that's the statement we have. And that's your words. Those are your words, if I can put it that way. Because during the interview, the investigators, of course, will be asking questions, and then you'll be responding. And your response are compiled together to form a statement. Now, that statement, for us, what council should have done is to present the statement to you. To obviously go through what is written But then, of course, we'll inform you that you had a session with team of investigators, and then during that interview, questions were put to you, and then you responded. And based on those responses, this is the statement. So that you can go through it, you confirm whether they are your words, and then either you accept them, or if you need to change anything, you tell us, no, I need more time to go through this statement and read. Then the committee will be at liberty to give you time to definitely to do that, sign, and then we proceed with our proceedings. That is the norm for the committee. And I think all the witnesses that appear before this committee, that is what we have done with them. We summon them, and they face investigators. During that interview, a statement is developed and given back to them. They will go through it, read and confirm that what they said during the interview is what is written on the statement, and they sign. And that's what the committee will use. So the committee is, I'm not sure if, do you have anything to say first before I move first? Honorable, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and welcome, Mr. Bensouda. I think it cannot be a better place, like we've said. For me, what I would direct is let council present the statement to Ms. Bensouda, and she can go through it to confirm that it's a summary of the interview she had with the investigators. And if she believes that there are omissions in the statement, at her liberty, she can correct the records. And eventually, once she is satisfied with that statement, the committee will adopt it. That is the procedure. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Ms. Bensouda, my only question to you is, how was this interview conducted? Was it on a question and answer form, or was it an open interview that you had with them? In which form was it conducted?
Well, there was a panel, and individual members of the panel asked questions, and I answered.
So, did you go through the answer that they produced to you as a statement? Did you go through to confirm whether this were your response?
As I said, I understand a statement was sent by WhatsApp yesterday. I haven't read that statement. But as for the first statement, I didn't actually read it. I just gave it to my assistant to read, because I did not expect that it would be a statement that would be tendered. Now, perhaps I was told, and I forgot, I don't know. But I didn't expect that a summary of the interview with the investigators would be put to me to sign. I don't have a problem with going through the statement again. However, I would have to advise myself as to whether I can accept it as a statement that I have made, because there is a vast difference between a statement and a summary of an interview or by investigators. I'd have to look at it and advise myself whether I'd accept it as a statement made by me.
So we can allow you to go through it and confirm whether it is.
Yeah, I have a soft copy. When I get back, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
But
we are saying we can allow you now to go through it so that we can proceed with you, if possible.
no,
Before going back because of time. Whether we can allow you to go through it now. 1 hour is enough for you to go through and then we move ahead.
the difficulty I have is that I'll be going through what is a statement prepared by someone else as a summary of what I said during 2 interviews. I would like to have context, because everything depends on context. And of course, I was answering questions. So if I'm giving the transcript, I'll go through the transcript and the statement to confirm that the statement represents what I said during that interview. But without the transcripts, unfortunately, I will not be able to adopt any statement as my statement.
Okay.
Ms. Bensouda,
Yes,
we really appreciate your response.
thank you.
But I think the transcript you are referring to, you are really right in writing on those matters. The transcript is for the internal records of this committee. What has been said on that transcript? We have to produce this transcript as it unfolds during your interview with the investigators. and you agree with me that your statement would not be 6 pages, right?
Sadly.
It will be more than 6 pages. Which means, during the interface you have with the investigators, the committee extracts what is relevant to our work. You as a witness who have given the interview, you have full memory and recollection of what happened. During the proceedings, if anything comes up, which you believe is not going to be sufficient, and it is not in your statement, you are at liberty to bring it. The statement that is going to be given to you is subject to your own verification and validation. Whatever is in that statement that doesn't reflect the outcome of the interview you have with the team of investigators, you are at liberty to take it out. Whatever you believe was said during the interview and is stated and is relevant to your submission, you are at liberty to edit it. But this have to be done today because the proceedings have to continue. So I believe your definition of a statement that the do not stop us from proceeding. This is not a legal proceeding. It's not, we are not at a court of law. What the committee is taking as a statement is a summarized version of your interview with the investigators. And that is the standard rule this committee has, which is consistent with the provision of Section 108 of the Constitution.
Section?
108 of the Constitution, which gives the Assembly the liberty to regulate her own proceedings. So, Chair would advise the outcome of the interview Ms. Bensouda have with the investigation team be given to her. If she needs time to go through it, we can pass a motion for the committee to stand down. She goes through it with the secretariat, and then we have the corrected version, which we can use to continue on with our proceedings. I submit, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Popana. Good. Ms. Bensouda,
Yes.
I think Honorable Popana put it in the right form. If that were okay with you, how long would you want us to give you to review the document from here?
Which document?
Yeah.
Which document?
That is the outcome of the interview you had with the investigators, which is a statement for us.
Honorable members of the committee, it is true, as I have said, I would like to cooperate fully with this committee. The statement I made is a statement that I wrote and I sent to the members, and a copy of which I made available this morning, which is the response to summons to produce dated 17 July 2025. That is the statement that I made, which I signed and sent. I was invited to an interview, and I was told I would be meeting investigators, and I did meet with a panel. The panel introduced themselves, comprising police investigators, auditors, I believe. They all introduced themselves. I understand what you're saying, that a summary of my answers was prepared in statement form, and you'd like me to sign it. Now, that summary spanned 2 interviews. You want me to review it? That's what I understand. And if I agree that that is a summary, then you would like to tender it before this committee. I'm saying that I'd like a copy of the transcript. When I read the transcript, I'll read it alongside the summary that you have prepared. Then, if I'm satisfied that the summary represents my answers, then I will sign it. But in the absence of the transcript, which was summarized, I'll find it difficult to sign a statement which purports to be a summary of the 2 interviews that I had. That's what I'm saying. Now, I do understand that you're master of your own procedure, certainly, But your procedure is also subject to rules. And one of them is a provision in the Constitution which says, as a witness, I'm entitled to the privileges of a witness before the High Court. Under no circumstances, in any proceedings in the High Court, will I be required to sign a statement of anything I said, summarized by the High Court, and to be required to sign it. It's in the law. I have the same privileges as a witness appearing before the High Court. It's in the Constitution. So, and I'm saying to you, I do not have a problem with signing any statement prepared by you as a summary of the interview that I have had. But these are 2 interviews, and I cannot recollect everything. I would like a copy of the transcript, read the transcript alongside my answers, and if I find any deficiencies, I will amend. If I'm satisfied that there is none, I'll be fine. I'll sign it as a statement of what I said, a summary of what I said. That is my answer.
Honorable Chair, if I can come in. Yes, Ms. Bensouda, while I agree with you that you do have all the privileges of witness in the High Court, it's limited to a trial. When we're talking witness, you have privileges of a witness at trial, right? Just like we have the powers of the High Court at trial. The issue of witness taking has been acclimatized to our own procedure, which the Constitution, as the member has alluded to, in section 108, gives the Assembly that power. Now, the procedure of the committee is to hold interviews with witnesses. Now, of course, you are at liberty to go through the process of that interview and extract what you believe are a true reflection of your words. The committee would give you ample time, but we're between a rock and a hard place here. The committee has a schedule and a deadline, and allowing you to go today is simply off the table. What we can do is have you eat up most of the morning, and we can resume after lunch. That, I believe, Honorable Chair, I believe you're amenable to that. Honorable Chair, I believe you're amenable to allowing the witness the entire morning, what's left of it anyway, and then we resume after lunch once she's satisfied with the statements referred to the committee.
Am I to understand? I don't want to waste your time, and I'm not here to split hairs. What an interview is an interview. Now, even on the police investigations, the police would ask you questions, and you write the answers down. And at the end of it, you sign, you're satisfied. But I had a panel interviewing me, people asking questions. Now, if you summarize that and then present it to me as my statement, I certainly do have objections to that line of counsel. So, but if you give me the transcript, I'll refresh my memory regarding the summary you have made and satisfy myself that this summary of what I said represents and portrays what I intended the panel to understand.
That's great. I think we're on the same page.
Thank you.
I just wish to clarify what counsel means, or rather what the witness means by a transcript. Do you mean the summary of what occurred that day, or do you mean the audio recordings?
Well, if a printout, you have a printout of the audio recording, because I understand that it was being recorded, so I expect that there's a transcript of the audio recording. If you don't have a transcript, then I'll have to listen to the audio. Otherwise, it's very difficult for me to accept it as my statement.
Okay, if I may just put it this way, perhaps let me attempt to solve the issue. You see, what you submitted as a statement would not be accepted by the committee as a statement because it doesn't delve into the issues that the committee is interested in. Rather, it speaks about the documents that you produced, for the most part. Now, what the committee can do, and what I would advise the Honorable Chair to adopt is perhaps allow you to take away the summary, and from that summary, you can deduce the issues that the committee is interested in and develop a statement from those issues. You see, what's important is that we have a statement from you on those issues. And I believe you should be, you would be amenable to that.
To write a statement,
Yes.
certainly. I don't mind writing a statement, as long as I can be permitted to submit it as my statement and not a summary of what I said.
Great. So would you be,
Council,
which is,
Council.
yes.
Well, the statement perhaps that seems to be right. You know what I'm saying? I just want to address the hello.
Ms. Bensouda, your application for the transcript has been granted.
Thank you.
So we would convene back here, Honorable Chair. I would advise.
So,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. I was going to say the same thing, that we will grant the application for her to go through the transcript, as this has to happen within the building as well. We can allow her to use one of the committee rooms to go through the transcript and then, develop a statement from it. And then they will print it for the committee, and we can proceed in the afternoon. That's okay.
I'm grateful.
Thank you.
Chair, can I confirm?
Using the transcript, then you can correct what is on this paper. I think that's okay. But then we will give you the opportunity to look at everything that you had with the investigators. The transcript will be given to you as a whole. Look at it, and then you can validate the statement. If you want to add anything, you can add. If there's anything that you disagree, you can still reduce. That's okay.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Perhaps the only issue that we need to deal with is the modality in which that should be done. I'm not sure whether the witness wants to take a soft copy and do as she pleases and then send back to us, signed, or that one of the committee secretariat sit with the witness to.
That's what I said. I said it has to happen within the building. Of course, we can get it from Hansard. Secretariat can also support her. She can use one of the committee rooms and then do that. That's okay. Then we can come back in the afternoon.
If we can be availed a soft copy of the summary, so that we'll put it on review mode, and you will see what we added and what we deleted, if anything.
That's not needed, Ms. Bensouda. Whatever you brought out and signed is what the committee will take as your statement.
Thank you.
Honorable Chair.
So I have a motion that the committee adjourns till 3 p.m. to continue with proceedings.
Thank you.
All right. Meeting adjourned until 3 p.m. The committee will resume at 3 p.m. Thank you.